And we're back. Another series, a new series. This series, we are going to build a town. What's up, everybody? Thank you for stopping in. This is going to be an interesting one. My microphone has broken, so I am a little bit compromised in the audio world today, but that will be fixed soon. Until then, we are here, and we are going to build a town. Right here is not where we're going to do that, though. We are going to do that on the complete other side of the map. The goal is to connect that side of the map that we're going to work on to this one. And we're going to have to do it pretty realistically as we can, which on this channel might not be realistic. You know, forget it that I said it at all. Let's get into it. All right, so we're gonna go from here, and just so I can illustrate where we're actually going, I'll pull up the map here, and we are going to be going all the way to the southeastern part of the map. Now, there are going to be rural sections. There will be areas where, you know, it's just a road in the back road that connects for a little bit without a town. We'll have a couple small towns in the middle that, you know, like a regular community. So this is what we're going to do. First, we are going to build our homestead, and it's not going to be something elaborate. It's, at the end of the day, it's just going to end up being another farm because we're going to move from here, but this will be the first farm, and we'll make it an arable farm. We don't want to have any animals on the map right now. Just, you know, we don't have to take care of them right now. We've got a lot of other things going on, so we're going to build a road right here. Now I'm looking for like a driveway or something. Not animal mud, not that one anyway. That one looks okay, I guess, but there we go. All right, we got gravel. So we are going to make a gravel driveway, and we'll just draw it out here like this. Eventually, we are going to get mailboxes and things like that, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. If we're talking story mode, there is no mail right now. There is just a bunch of land. And now let me build this real quick, put this farm together, and we will then get together and start getting some of the fields done. All right, now we are going to get a tractor for the town, and the reason I know this is for the town is it is the biggest size tractor you can get. That will be reserved for municipalities like town stuff, and then companies will be able to get the medium-sized tractors, and the small tractors and occasionally in a medium tractor will go to each farm on this map. That's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to do the roads too, if I can remember to do the roads. The more used, the wider the road. So that's how I'm going to try to do this. I'm probably going to fail all over the place, but know that I documented it early, that I was thinking about it at least. Okay, now we are going to grab this, and again, this is a huge plow, and we can use that because it is the town's. Now we are going to plow up 2 arable fields here. I do realize that driveway is a little crooked, didn't come right straight on, but I can fix that in a little bit. Right now we have got to get this field going. We'll get both these fields done. Like I said, they're going to be arable. I don't know what they're going to be. I don't know what we're going to grow here. I think as time goes through this build, I think we're going to be told basically what we're able to build here. You know, like if we have a wheat factory or something, it's like, well, yeah, we need to get some wheat, so let's do that. Right now I don't know, so I am just going to make 2 generic fields. Again, this isn't supposed to be, hey, look at how amazing I can build this farm. That's not what this is yet, and probably never will be on this channel, but this is just a simple farm that we have got out in the country, and we're going to call it home base for a little bit. not hit that tree. We're gonna call it home base for a little bit until we can move into our other farm, whatever we end up building. But let me get these done, and or at least get closer, and I'll pick it back up. All right, the next phase of this plan is to pick up all of these stones, and look at how wide this one is. We have got an unrealistic stone collector. Look, I'm one guy, I'm building a town. You can lay off me, and my computer is not keeping up with all of this stone production, as you see. Lagging a little behind, but that's okay. We're going to pick them all up. Everything is getting good, and we are going to have to probably get a silo to put all these rocks in, because I do not want to throw anything away. Eventually we'll need lime, and it would be great if all of these plowed fields that we're doing on these maps would be saved so that we could make something of them. So I'm not going to throw them away, and this has got an unrealistic capacity as well. I mean, I could probably just use this as the silo itself until I was ready, but I don't know if I want to do that. I think this farm needs a silo anyway, so I'm probably going to put that in. But let me get all this done. This is going to take another couple seconds here, and then we'll move on to the next phase of the plan. Not that this is exciting news, but we did need to document it. We are going to put the silo over here as well. This silo probably just going to go right here in the corner here. We'll be able to carry all the rocks that we can throw at it. Any real thing that you can make on this game, that silo will hold. And as you see, the driveway a little off, right? All that right there should be gravel. But you know, I'm going to take it out on the silo by hitting it and running it directly into it. That will work. All right, let's put this away, move on to our next thing, which is making the municipal building, where we can put all of our tractors for the town, things like that. All right, now we are going to put the municipal building right here. We're just going to put a bunch of, I cannot draw straight with a mouse at all. We're going to put a bunch, as you can see, badly. But we are going to put some pavement down here and then build on top of this. Good enough. And where I goofed up, that's where we will call that the little driveway that we can pull in. Now, we are going to find the buildings and put them in. I don't know if the one's going to fit. I probably should have placed it first, but you know how we do on this channel, very backwards. We'll put the fence down even and go full in and say that it's going to work. Say that it's going to fit. We will have a lot of confidence, and probably going to make us look like fools, but that's what I do good on this channel, so I guess I'm staying within the requirements. But all right, here we go. Now we are done with the fence, and let's find a building that we can put in here. Now I want a garage and I want a town office. This isn't going to be town hall. This isn't where you're going as a resident to pay a bill, like a speeding ticket or something like that. This is going to be the municipal office where we have all of our construction workers and municipal workers show up so that they can do work on the town. That is what we're building right now. Now I'm trying to find a decent garage to put in here. And let me see if I can put this town hall here, because that will be town hall. It's just too big. And if we go this way, it's gonna look really weird. So I think I'm gonna just put it on the outside out here. And this will kind of be a separate office from the in here where we can put equipment, or you know what, what does this look like? That might do. And it's gonna fit. There's nothing in the back there. I think we're gonna put this right here. So this is going to be the town garage right here, and the offices for the town garage are right next to it. Who knows? There might be a little town up here forming that I'm not even aware of. I just haven't really put too much thought into this build, to be honest. I wanted it to kind of be on instinct, kind of wanted to just do it as is. I messed that up. Now it's gonna float. Let me raise this up a little bit and then try to... I'm not great at the terraforming, okay? I'm not great. But I have to fix this in order to drive the tractors up there. It's probably going to end up being a little steep. Or I'll just mess it all up. One of the two. That's really the only options. Okay, now we got that. Now let me see if I can maybe smooth it out so that the terrain's not as big. Maybe I need maybe a bigger circle, flatten this out. Yeah, I think I want to make this more flat up here and then maybe try to come down with it. Here's the one thing that I do wish Farm Sim had on the terrain builder is an undo button. If I could just hit Control Z or a backwards arrow up here, that would be great. It would make me try building a lot more, and it would make me, I think, learn a little bit better what building is in this game. For now, I'm just terrified to do it because things like this happen. That's not awful for me, so I think I'll probably leave it there. Yeah, call that a municipal building. Now let's bring these the stone collector over here, because that is not this farm's property. It is property of the town. And looking at how small that is, we'll probably need another. I don't know about another garage, but maybe right across the street, just another fenced-in area so that we can do that. Now let's fix this, because this needs a fixin'. Let's see here, kind of so it's not so obvious. There we go. And it'll probably pop out. We can fix that a little bit, but that still, I think, is a little bit better than how it was. Yeah, do you see how it goes right through? Like, obviously I don't want it to go through the pavement, right? But either way, you're gonna have to jump. And then in there is the town offices, all that happy jazz. And then over here is the municipal building. Pretty good. Pretty good. As you can see, you can go in there as well. Garages, all of the sorts, all of everything. But guys, that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you so much for checking out episode 1. This one was a little slower, but we will get into it a little bit more as we find our footing in this series. And man, this really is a nice inside office. You go out here and you see nothing for days. I wish. I'll see you in the next one. Welcome back, everybody. We are building a town here in this series, and this is the second episode, so we've still got a long way to go. Before we get going, please hit the like and the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, and it is free. We are on our way to 3,500, and I'm really hoping that we can get there by June or July. Let's hope. Okay? You have to dream big, but it can happen if you help me out. Thank you very much in advance. Now, we will be doing a couple things. We'll be adding a couple houses. We'll add some sheep, or at least a sheep farm. And we're going to get started today with a gas station. All right, so we are in Town Hall. That's where we start all the time. And this Town Hall, it's a little small. I wanted to make it a little smaller because it's a little small part of the town here, a little rural area where I don't think they'll need a ton. However, next door is where I'm going to reserve space. So we are not going to put this gas station next door. We are going to put it kind of close though, and we're going to put it near the split. That way it can take advantage of both roads of traffic, and both roads of traffic will be able to take advantage of it as well. So it's a little small gas station. We're going to put a little extra one right here as well. Looks good. And we're going to clean everything up at the very end, put some decorations, things like that. That way we're not bogging the computer down and with all of these decorations that will inevitably come. So we're just trying to kind of build an outline of a town right now. And then the last couple episodes, I plan on just making decoration episodes and, you know, doing a little thing. Now we're going to do a little bit better than that. We'll level everything out, right? And we'll smooth everything out so that everything is drivable. But as far as gas station, you know, for instance, maybe they sell propane. We might put a big one down there just to make it look a little bit more realistic, but we're going to really wait until the ending episodes to really kind of color in the lines, so to speak. So our gas station is getting there. We're going to have just a little, I think probably like 2 little entrances. We can put one over here. No one said I can draw straight. I wouldn't say that because it's not true. And then maybe a little bit more. There we go. All right, now we've got a gas station, a very small one. We just have to kind of clean up here at the end. And again, these won't be straight. I'm going to try, but they really won't be. All right, so we got a gas station here. There we go. Make that entrance a little bigger over here. And now let's put in a fence around the gas station. That way people can't come in through here. Again, it's a rural gas station, so we're going to use a picket fence. Make it look a little rural. I don't want a really nice fence out here because then it's going to look a little bit more modern and a little bit too city-ish. And no one said that that's straight, but no one said it had to be either. All right, there's our gas station right there. That'll do. Now let's put just a couple other things, but like I said, nothing major. We're not going to put any cars or anything in the gas station pumps yet. I want to really wait. Let's clean that up. I really want to wait until the end, but we'll do a little bit. Whoops, I messed that up. We'll just say that that's where they poured all the concrete. Or we could just clean that up. There we go. That cleaned up pretty nicely, actually. I did not think it would clean up that well. All right, so there is our rural gas station. Beyond that is home base right now. That's what we're calling home base. Just an arable farm. But yeah, see, we'll add different things. We'll put a couple cars there, make it, you know, kind of theme it up and just make it look better, I guess. Stage it is the word I'm looking for. We'll just stage it. But all right, moving on to the next thing. Now, chances are we're going to have to redo all of these roads only because look how skinny they are. So I want to widen them a little bit because that's only one car, and going down a rural road, sure, sometimes it might feel like, and sometimes there is ones out there where it's just one way, really. You have to pull over. I don't want that to be this. Now, one thing that I do not like about Farm Sim as far as the drawings are concerned, why do we not have an eyedropper here? So you can just eyedrop the road and you can get the exact pattern and the exact paintbrush that you were using before. That would be so much easier. That is a want for this guy. Probably the only one calling for that, but I do want that in the next Farm Sim. And just a little bit more, as long as I'm getting on a soapbox, a little bit better interaction with the builder, right? Like, I want an undo button. I want to make sure that if I'm going to do something out here, I can undo the last 10 steps per se, right? Because it really would help a lot of people, I think, become better builders, especially me, because I would know that I could make mistakes and not have to worry about it. But right now, we're going to make a lot of mistakes, and we're really not going to worry about it. All right, now here is a corner, and I want to put over here in this corner, I want to put a little farm store. Nothing major, nothing huge, nothing AgMax size, just a little one, you know, Hank's Hardware or something like that. Just a really small thing, just to give this area here a little bit more character. Whoops, did the wrong brush there. Just a little bit more character. I mean, you know, when you have rural areas out here like this, sometimes you wonder, does anybody live out here, right? Well, obviously there is, because there's a farm right there and there are municipal buildings that we already placed. So people are driving out here to work at least, which means they at least live a half an hour, 40 minutes away from here, you would think. We want to make sure that that's more obvious. We want to make sure that the farm store is like a small little business that we can really make sure ties in the area, really. You know, there will be a lot of farms here, so a feed store is not completely out of the realm, but these roads look a little bit better. They're a little wider, and cars can start to kind of think about going down them. Now, we need to put, as I just said, people do live out here. We need to put a little area where there's some houses. Now, this is a rural road, so it's not going to be like these houses are on top of one another. They're maybe in this whole square that I just showed you there, probably 3 or 4 houses, and some of them will be mobile homes. So we'll put one right here, and that one will be closest to the gas station. Makes sense, the lower valued property, I would think. And then we'll get up to a little bit normal houses. There's not really going to be any really fancy or huge houses out here in the country. It's going to be more double wides, more single wides, more dilapidated or broken down houses. And listen, I am not talking bad about the country. I am from the country, but at least where I'm from, that's kind of what they do. Also, little postage stamp houses like this one. Very small, 1 floor, maybe 2 rooms. Put that one right there. And what we're doing is we're just making this road have a little bit more character. We're making it seem like, yes, there are places to work out here, because there are people that live out here and need both space and land, but also need a job to pay for all this. So we are fixed there. Now let me give everybody driveways. Let me just figure all this out really quick, and I will pick this back up. And there you have it. A little bit of a road characterization there. There's a couple people that live here now, so it's not just some random road to nowhere. Now, on this corner, I told you I wanted to put a little farm feed store. Again, the details are going to be added at a later date. We want to make sure that we can... I don't want 100 pallets everywhere on this map of things. So yes, this store, if I can finally find the right one, this store will have some pallets and things like that on the outside of it, but also I'm going to make sure that that's at the very end. That way we can really focus on everything else at the moment. We've got a whole town we've got to build. We don't have to worry about feeds at the feed store, making it look realistic yet. That is for a later date. But here it is. Here is the barn, and we are going to put this right here. We're going to make it look like it was an old farm and it was turned into a farm store. So that is why the barn look. We're going to have to give this just a few other things. One, a parking lot. And then we will have to even this off a little bit and smooth it out. But we're going to go all the way out here. Parking lot, there it is. simple. Again, it's a small country feed store. It's not AgMax, so it's not going to have this huge grand parking lot. It's going to have, oh yeah, we called this guy that poured pavement or cement or something, and that is our parking lot. That, at least to me, where I grew up, looks a little bit more realistic. Okay, now we are going to make this final touches, and like I said a million times, we're going to add the details later. We will add some things out here. Maybe we'll put a couple things for sale, or yeah, I don't know, a tractor, maybe the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. Who knows? Who knows? The possibilities are endless, as they say. Now I want to make this have a fence too. I want to be careful not to over fence the area, if that makes any sense to you. If it makes any sense, don't over fence. I'll see my way out. I'll see myself out. Thank you. We're going to do this just so that it kind of protects the road, or at least the property, I should say, from people on the road. Whether it be trash, whether it just be a car falling asleep. If it hits the fence, then wake up. Now, let me see. What way do I want to go with this? I want to go all the way out here. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. And again, not straight. It'd be nice also if I could hold shift and it would make a perfect square. That would be excellent. But instead, we got that. We got that. All right. So we've added a gas station. We have added, I'm not going to put that fence there because that would be inconvenient. We've added a gas station. We've added some houses. We've added a little farm store. And now we're on to the next thing, which is we have to build a little water area. So let me get everything figured out here, and I'll pick it right back up. I'm just going to just go through and terraform a little bit more. All right, now I know we're adding a lot of stuff this episode, but we have to add one more thing. Well, I lied to you, a couple more things. First, before we do the water, I would like to get this factory in here, and we're just going to place it out here, and then we're going to make the road go to it. Now, these houses, again, exist for a reason. There are places to work out here. That's the only way that you would ever buy a house all the way out here, is if you could get to work so that you could pay for your mortgage. That is what this factory will accomplish. Now, it's a dry productions factory, so in the game, we're going to be able to do anything from this. It will be a logistical point where we can pick things up and we can redistribute them other places or sell them or whatever we want to do. But this will be like kind of an all-purpose factory. Now, I'm probably going to also have to do these roads 100 times over. I should probably be using dirt instead of the same road, and the size of this road is, I guess, good. I think the other road needs to be a little bigger, even though it's a side road, but this is kind of tertiary road as opposed to a secondary road. So roads matter, road sizes matter. This right here, we're just going to build a little driveway so that we can get in and out. And then we are going to move on. All right, now with the dry production factory all done, we've got the pavement pretty good. I am just smoothing everything out so we don't hit bumps randomly. And looks like we're pretty good. That is the factory right there. There's one more thing that we have to do before we get out of here, because if we don't, then our people will die. And that is that we need some water. So as soon as I get done getting this just perfect, there it is. Now we're going to go and put in a little water source. We'll do it over by town. That way we don't really have any cops yet. There's no police stations or anything. So we are just going to put it by town and hope that the people that are working at the town offices and the people out here are honest enough to where they won't. I mean, it's free water. It's not so much stealing. It's more, I hope that people don't get into it. I hope they don't contaminate it. I hope they don't do any of that. We're really running on a trust system here. All right, so now we've got our little water structure. We're going to put it in this little area right here. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it in the middle of the field, and then I'm going to have a driveway that goes up to it. I think that's what we're going to do. And then people can come here, get their water, because there's obviously no plumbing here, and we don't have any wells dug or anything out here. So what we are doing, this is the one well that we have, I guess, dug. And we are just going to allow people to come down here, grab some water for themselves. That way they don't die. Believe me, we need their tax money. That's it. That's the only reason. I don't care if they die. I just need their tax money. And on that heartwarming note, that is where I'm going to leave it. Guys, thanks so much for checking this out. We will be back with another one. We're going to keep building this thing. I don't know how terrible it's going to look. I don't know how good it's going to look. But we're going to keep building this thing. If you haven't yet, please hit the like, the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Also, check out the farm. It's the roleplay series that we got on this channel. It would really mean a ton to me. And until next time, well, yeah, until next time. All right, welcome back. Episode 3 already of our Build a Town series, and we are, as you can see, getting there. We've got a farm, we've got a couple of municipal buildings, a gas station, some houses, a farm store, and we're going to get a lot more added today. Before we get the video going, please hit the like, the subscribe button, and the notification button. That would make my day, and I know, who cares? But if you ever wanted to make somebody's day, that's how you do it. All right, now let's get this thing started, because we've got a few things that I want to add today in this episode. All right, now first thing is first, I will have to probably redraw the entire roads in this whole map. That's probably going to be like the last episode. For now, I'm going to try to make them okay, but I wish these were numbered. It would be easier to number, like, okay, number 7, because like look at these squares. I know they're different, but the bottom left and the bottom right, they look pretty similar. All right, now we are going to draw out a road. We are going to keep going here with our little road section. I want to put an industrial center down here. That is the primary goal here, and what I want to put in the industrial center is the town's grain. Like I said, it's going to be like a communal town, so all the farmers in the land of make-believe here, they're going to deliver all their crops to the communal silo, get paid for that. The town's going to pay for it, and that's how we are going to make things with production points, that kind of stuff. Now, this is the industrial area. I'm just going to come out here and just draw a little circle and make this a little turnaround. And yeah, there will be things off of this, but man, does that look bad. But yeah, that'll be okay. And I made it so wide because we're thinking about tractor trailers in this industrial section, right? We want to put it away from town. Town's going to be kind of near the farm we first built, but this is a little away from town. You can see how big this whole thing is. And now I've just got to explore with what I want to put over here. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I just want to make sure that we have an industrial section pinpointed. This kind of looks industrial enough. Maybe we can put a cereal factory over here. And again, we're going for aesthetics. We're not going for, playing the game. Although we kind of are. I shouldn't say that, because I do want to at least have these productions all working by the time we are done playing this map. So it might be build this town, get all this done, and then work on it and try to make all the production points actually usable. That might be the end goal for this series. But yeah, we're gonna just draw this out a little bit, and I'm gonna pick it back up. All right, so there is the skeletal structure of an industrial area. We're going to put a couple other things here. I put the lights down there for the tractor trailers, things like that. Might look cool at night also, but we are just adding a little bit more to the industrial section. Speaking of adding more, we are going to put a communal silo over here. Remember I said that the town is going to take all the crops and then they're going to redistribute them there. I'm trying to figure out where to put this. It's probably going to be right here. I guess that'll frame it up a little bit. And then we'll put that right there. And then we will draw out our roads here. Now, obviously, we're going to start from here. We want them to be a little wider because they're not that wide. We're going to have them be wide because we want the trucks to be able to, with the big grain carts and things like that, to be able to get in and out very easily. So we draw one to the road, and then I said very easily, we're going to make them not really turn all that much. Fix that just a little bit. There we go. All right, now we're not going to make them turn all that sharp. Right there is decently sharp, but I mean, I think it's okay. And then right here, they're going to already be slowing down anyway, so we will add that. Now, that is where everybody's going to come in the areas where the grass is and stuff to the left of the silos. I think in one of the last episodes, I think we're just going to go decoration crazy, and we will figure out how to make this place look pretty. But until then, just the structure, right? Just the skeletal structure. There is the industrial park. All right, just an overshot of our town quick, and we are going to head over here, which is quickly becoming our rural area, if you will. Now, we are going to try to put a small family dairy here, and I don't know. I mean, I could put this here on this hill like this, but I kind of want to create something a little different. Just trying to really figure out what barn to use. And then I want to make this a little different. I want to have this be like a little carve out. Maybe it was, and this is where I'll start right here. Gonna flatten this out, and it will be flat over here, and then it will start digging into this hill. And I don't know, we'll say that this was an old rock quarry, or I don't know, who cares. It's gonna look a little different. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna look a little different. I don't want to just have a bunch of farms that are, you know, on flat ground or anything like that. I want to put it somewhere different and make it look a little cooler. So I'm gonna have to go a lot more. So let me build this farm real quick, and I will pick it back up. All right, now coming along. Okay, we are gonna have to do something with the hill there. I'm just gonna draw out a little bit of randomness here with the dirt. And now we've got a lap around the farm there. We've got the ability to have dairy cows in the barn. We've got a little driveway that hopefully looks like it was poured stone, some crusher rock, and then some tamping down. And now this rock you can't tamp down. This is just straight craziness right here, right? Gotta probably start over here, and then I'll get back to that area. Want to make it look like it is a hard rock bed there. I don't know what's going to go on top of there, but yeah, we are getting there. I have a little problem with this when it comes. Let's see if we can. When it comes to fading out, I guess, or going down. There we go. Yeah, maybe the smaller paintbrush actually works a little better in this case. We're gonna make that hill look very hard, and then there we go, perfect. And then we are gonna figure out something that goes on top of this. Does that work? I don't know if that works. Let me figure this out. All right, so it doesn't look great. It doesn't look awful. It looks like a small family farm that has been used a little bit. I like it. So we will keep that there. We found out that the meadow grass is probably the best thing to put on top of all of the rocks. Just makes it look a little bit more real, I guess. So that's what we're gonna do. Now I've got a couple other things that I want to try out before we get out of here. The town's gonna go right here in this whole blank area, and then the industrial area over here. Now we have got the communal silos, and we've got a couple factories. So the thing that we're going to need now is a warehouse, and the warehouse is going to keep people's stuff if they need it. It's going to keep companies things when they come in, to hopefully an airport that we're able to build a little bit at some episode future on. But yeah, we are going to build a warehouse right now. People can keep their things here. That way they don't have to keep them at their house. It kind of centers things a little bit with businesses, where if we're getting a lot of things coming in all at once, we can keep them in the warehouse and then distribute them when we need to. But let me just put a little warehouse in here right now. All right, warehouse knocked out. Not a huge thing or a huge accomplishment, but it's one that I definitely wanted to get done. So yeah, this is our town so far, and now we are going to build a place for all these workers to live. We're going to build a little trailer park right here, and we're going to, we're not going to, as I said a million times in this episode, we are not going to decorate everything. We are just going to lay down the skeletal structure, as I keep saying, but we are going to make sure that we do decorate all these things. Right now, we'll just put, a couple mailboxes and things like that, structural stuff. But yeah, let's build the trailer park. And there it is, a trailer park knocked out. It is a trailer park. It is an industrial section. It is a small family dairy. It is another episode of Build a Town knocked out. It's official, like a referee and a whistle, like a badge and a pistol, like an architect and a chisel. Like, you know what? I'm going to see myself out. I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Hit subscribe. Right, so the last time we were here, we were building a trailer park, an industrial area, things like that for this town. But we are going to expand a little bit more and more into the village portion of it. Before we do, and before we get into the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel quite a bit, and you will be able to follow this hot mess. Let's just be honest. We've got a factory over here. We've got a couple residential areas and things like that, a farm way up there and a sheep farm over there. And this is the area that we are going to be working on first. I want to make a little town here, just a little village, nothing big, just a little area where we are able to have some houses and have some people have some businesses. That way we can kind of get this area worked up. This isn't going to be the main town area, but it's going to be an area in which we want to build out, put a couple things here, an AutoZone or something like that, maybe a volunteer fire department, things like that. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, now the first thing we are going to do is start by building a road. I'm just going to take this over to that tractor just to make sure I got the right size. Our main roads we want to be larger than our off roads, right? Like the small Hemlock Street or whatever street it ends up being, right? One of those side streets, they're going to be a little bit more narrow than the big street. The big street's going to have faster traffic. It's going to have more traffic, presumably. So we're going to make this a little wider. Now we've got a straight line down here, and I'm just going to pull a couple. It's going to be a very simple neighborhood, probably a bunch of dead ends, and hopefully at some point we will be able to fill them in. But I want to make it a natural fill in. You'll see what I mean. But let me build this out. I'm going to put some houses here. I'm going to put some roads here, and we'll try to make this look a little bit like a little residential neighborhood. All right, now flattening everything out and smoothing it out a little bit just so it's a little easier. But yeah, we've got our neighborhood here built, and we're going to need a couple other things municipal wise. Out here in the middle of nowhere, we're going to need a volunteer fire department. So we are going to put this right here on the corner. We don't want the trucks to have to go all the way down the road. We want them to be right there on the corner on the T. So we're going to put that right there. And we're going to add a couple other businesses. That hospital is way too big though, and honestly it deserves to be in a city. This area over here is more rural clinic, more CVS pharmacy. So if you want your prescription pills filled, go over to the CVS over here. Do not go to the Mercy Hospital. That is way too big for this area. And also, we can't live out here without some kind of car service, so it's going to be an auto zone out here. And I think what we're going to do is just take that road and loop it right in. But first, let's smooth these surfaces out a little bit. That way we can go in without, bottoming out for sure. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna finish this up and probably paint this some rock. I might do that. Might make that rocky over there. Let me see. Let me figure it out. I'll be back in a minute. And there you go, folks. There is a little town, or shall I say just a little hamlet, little neighborhood right there. We've got an AutoZone, we've got a CVS, we've got a fire department. We've also got a municipal building up there and a factory. So we're just going to say that this is where all the people from the factory and all these little town, buildings and offices, they work all over here, and they live in these neighborhood things. Because it's going to be a little bit of time to drive to get to the next town, I think, right now. So everybody's going to have to work in town at the moment. So and I say that because I'm trying to make enough houses and enough businesses, the proportion kind of accurate so it'll look a little better. But either way, there is a town. All right, now what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to line the town's edges with farms. And we've got a sheep farm right now. We don't have a dairy farm at the moment. However, we are going to maybe make a bigger dairy farm, maybe a company type thing. But we're going to drag this road way out here. And we are going to make another farm right here. I want to make a horse stable, so gonna make a little ranch over here. Not much of one because we're not going to be designing anything yet. We're just going to be building the skeleton of this, but this is how this town is going to lay out. So let me build this up real quick. I'll probably put 2 fields here as well. That way we're able to make it self-sustainable. Might be able to grow some oats so that it can feed the horses and such, but we're going to figure that out in a little bit. let me build this first. Okay, now with a simple stable done, we are coming back and we're going to use the town's plow for this. That is a rather tight turn, I'm going to be honest. Now we're going to go down Main Street. Before I get to what I was just about to say, just look at this. We got a CVS, we got an advanced auto, and we've got some modest housing. It could get better in terms of volume, and it probably will. However, we're going to add houses as we add commercial properties and industrial properties. That way, it's still believable that this is this many people living here because there's employment. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take, as I was saying, we're going to take the plow and use the town's plow to make 2 fields over here in basically the grass area. We'll give them a little front yard, but most of this is going to be used for oat production. So you're going to be able to grow oat here for the horses, and then you are going to be able to be self-sustainable, which is really important way out here. So we are going to make sure that these fields are good. Also, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves in terms of fields. We're gonna have to get the rocks out of a lot of these fields, so gonna have to do that right after I get these plowed. I want to do that to actually all the fields that we've forgotten here, which I think there's like 5 or 6 fields right now, but don't worry, it'll go very quick. We've got the cheat on. Hey, look, I'm gonna use the cheat. Okay? Because I'm trying to build a town here, and as unrealistic as that is, you can give me a couple more feet of width, and then just pretend that didn't happen, right? Right. Okay. Enough of me complaining. Okay, so with them 2 fields done, we are now going to move into the maintenance portion of this and the farming portion of this. We are going to have to get all the rocks off of all of these fields that we plowed, and then what I'd like to do is I'd like to seed them up with oilseed radish, only because I'm really not sure what they're all going to be and when the schedule is going to allow us to start growing crops and things like that. Right now we're just building infrastructure, building a layout, building things like that. We're not actually running the town. So we're just going to put oilseed radish in there as basically an admission that we don't know what we're going to put there yet, but we'd like to get it fertilized at least. So that's that. Let's get to that. Now, just something real quick. Look at how much I'm able to grab. My computer's a little slow behind on this, catching up with all of these rocks. Now, the good thing is we can go really, really wide here and get a lot of rocks all at the same time. The bad news is when you turn, it's a little choppy, so I like to go really, really slow. But we're going to do this to all of our fields. It's going to take us no time at all, and then we're going to get into the fields, and we're going to start seeding some oilseed radish. I could not remember what we were going to be seeding. We're going to be seeding something, okay? Hopefully, it's the right thing. And then, of course, the last part of this whole deal, and that is to seed the oilseed radish here. That is what we're doing. We're going to do it to all these fields. You can believe me. You don't have to see it because it's largely all the same stuff. But this is what we're going to do. And this is where we're going to end it. But, guys, thank you so much. Hey, we built a neighborhood today. We built a a horse farm today, or a stable today, and now we're getting some farm done. You know, that's a solid episode. That's a solid episode. Next episode, I do have a couple things that I want to continue to build. We'll continue to build closer to our big city, and yeah, who knows? Maybe a couple commercial properties, industries, or maybe even a couple farms. Some of it I had planned out, some of it I don't. I think it's the part that I don't that's actually more appealing or more fun to me. Just kind of coming off the cuff and doing this, but I'm trying to make sense of it all at the same time. Good luck with that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you are still watching, hit the like and the subscribe button. Also, please hit the bell. It allows you to be notified when new videos are out on this channel. Till then, thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you in the next one. Right. So we have got a ton of land and we have got just a little bit developed. But welcome back to the Herd Build a Town. And yes, this is our town. We have got a horse farm. We have got a regular farm. We have started building on the right-hand side here. We have started building a little bit of a neighborhood. I do want to put in a couple curbs just to make it look a little different. We're going to slowly build this up because the decorations and things like that take a lot of time and a lot of chugging from the computer. So we're, as I say in every episode, going to really kind of, in the last episode, color in the lines, so to speak. But right now we're starting to get a nice little layout. I think I might put a road over there in between the CVS and the hardware store or the auto store, and just kind of connect those, maybe put a couple more houses in there and connect that as well. But not today. Today we have got a couple other things that we got to do. I would like to build a park. Like I said, I got to get those curbs in, and we've got a couple other things that we'd like to do. A big thing that we'd like to do. Anyway, like and subscribe if you haven't already. We are on our way to 3,100. Thank you so much for those who already have. Let's get to the video. All right, now the first thing that I want to do, like I said, I want to make this town look a little different. So we are going to put some curbs in here, and we're going to connect them to the fire department. We are going to connect them to the CVS, and we're going to connect them. I believe it's an advanced auto. It's an auto body store, I believe. And it's at the end here. And then we're going to put in some buildings over in the left. Not today, but we will be putting in some buildings over here on the left here. It's an advanced auto from the, or an AutoZone. Over here on the left, we're going to put a little bit of a town, but we haven't done that yet. I haven't found the right buildings yet, to be honest. I think I own them. I just haven't found them in the ultra huge decorations that I've got going on here. So I need to look again. Maybe they're holding it out in a desktop folder of mine that I haven't put into the mods yet. But either way, we're going to build some city streets, but you know, large town, shall I say. But either way, this is where the people live. So we're going to have some places for them to park on the side of the street. Find that to be good. We're going to keep this to be a little cul-de-sac turnaround here, and it's because on the right there, that is the industrial zone. So we're going to have to put a couple of trees in there. That way we eliminate all the noise, we eliminate all of the pollution that goes into the neighborhood. That way the people in the neighborhood want to keep living there. That way their house values in the middle of nowhere, I can't stress that enough, their house values are going to get hit if there's a little bit of a pollution, right? Not the fact that they are hours right now, hours from a grocery store. Everybody kind of goes up to the farmer's market right now. Something we're going to need to add is a grocery store pretty soon, but yeah, we're going to put curbs in first. Before you eat, you're going to be able to park in our town, and I find that that is the level of respect that we're going to give our people. But yeah, okay, let me figure this out. I've got a little bit more here to go, and then we will fast forward, put in some trees, do some stuff, and I'll be back with you. Okay, now we've got all of the trees in, we've got all of the noise back. Now we need to give these people a reason to stay here. And we are going to put in this little space a very small little town park. And for the people that live here, yeah, again, our priorities are a little screwed up because we don't have a school yet, but we have a place for your kid to slide down a slide and utilize some swings. Well, at least we will after we get this done. So let me build this real quick. I'm gonna throw some playground stuff in here. I'm gonna build a couple paths, that kind of stuff, and I will be right back with you. And there you have it. I mean, it's not much, but it doesn't have to be much. Not right now. It's just going to be a little corner park, a little neighborhood park. And that is exactly what we've got there. We've got a couple paths going in from either side that you can go around. And we've got a big area. There wasn't sand involved, so we had to make the riverbed kind of thing go. But there is our park. That is what it looks like. And we are now set up with a place for the kids to yell, scream, and carry on. That is a wrap. Well, a wrap for that. Now we've got something big. Now this might be the anchor of our whole town. And this is what I am talking about right here. All these trees are going to be turned into an RV resort, but not just any RV resort, a state park RV resort. We're going to put the RV part in today, and put a little bit of a campground in there. We will eventually expand this out. We do have a lake at our disposal here, and we'll expand it out into a couple other things that people can utilize for a big park, but that is what that is going to be. Now, like anything else in this episode, we are going to time lapse it. But guys, I'm really excited to build this one. This is going to be an exciting one for me. Yeah, it won't have all the details yet like everything else. We'll add some stuff later, particularly campers. But there will be a couple campers in there, and there will be a couple things that will show you at least what we have in mind. So yes, I will turn this into a time lapse. We will build out an RV park, and this is hopefully going to be the thing that brings people to the town. So it kind of has to be okay. And again, it's not a completely done thing. We're going to put a sign in here. We're not going to do that today, but we will have a sign that goes down here. Yeah, I'll shut up. I'll start building. All right, now traveling up, and this is going to be the entrance to the RV park. You go by this nice little water feature over here. You take a little right hand corner here, bend, and then we will see up in the distance, that is the camp office. We still haven't put a rec area here. We still haven't put maybe a food truck here, something like that. Maybe some volleyball. I haven't really looked into many decorations as far as that's concerned for Farm Sim. I still need to. As you see, there's a camper over there, and he is and she is sitting right next to the pond. That's probably the primo spot. I mean, you got the rec area right behind you, so you can kind of get there early. We still need to put in some bathrooms, things like that, but this is the RV park, and we are going to keep adding to this. There needs to be a little bit of a park area to the state park as well. It can't just be an RV park, but that is going to wrap it up today, guys. We are out like a trash on a Tuesday, but look at this is looking nice. I think this part, we still need to do a little bit of fixing down at the town level, and like I said, the decorations will make things pop pretty quickly. We're trying to get a layout here and kind of building as we go, so I don't really have anything that I'm referencing. I'm just kind of going off the top of the dome, but yeah, this is what we got so far, guys. Thank you so much for checking out the series all the time and checking out this one. I really do appreciate it. We will be back Tuesdays and Thursdays with Town Build. I'll talk to you then. Welcome back to another Build a Town here on the Herd. Our town is growing. It doesn't have a name yet, but we'll figure that out. On the right hand side there, we have some rural area and some farms. On the left, we built that last time. It is a huge RV park and state park that we are developing. It's going to kind of be the reason that this area exists. A lot of people go to the state park. It's kind of a touristy thing. So we are going to develop that whole land area. On the far left there, we have a trailer park. To the right of that, the industrial complex. To the right of that, we have Main Street. And on the right, far right, there are some more farms that go out more into the country. Now, before I get started on what we're going to do today, I just wanted to thank you guys for all the likes, all the comments. I really appreciate it. If you could, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. We are trying to grow the herd, and we have been, thanks to you guys. So now, let's get into the video. All right, now cruising down Main Street here, right next to the CVS, and right across the street from the AutoZone, we will be putting in a little Main Street USA section here, basically. Just a little small town corner shops, things like that. So we're going to add that to the to-do list today, and we're going to get this done right now, and then we will move on to our next project. But let me put this in, and I'm going to try to put a sidewalk. It's probably going to be a disaster. Yeah, what's new? And just like that, Main Street USA is born. Now I tried to do the sidewalk. It is a disaster. I don't know how we're gonna shape that. If you have any options or tips or tricks, I'm willing to listen. We've also got a gas station in here. We're gonna need some gas, so there is the gas station. It's right next to the AutoZone. I thought it made sense. And then this right over here is going to be our service area where all of the tractor trailers and stuff can get to all of our small town businesses and deliver to them. It's not perfect, but it's gonna have to do. It's starting to look okay. And then over in this whole area, I'm not really sure what we're gonna do next, but that is Main Street. All right, now over in this other area, I just want to extend the road for Main Street out and to meet the other road. So we're going to draw this, and then we're going to put a neighborhood in here too. We're going to need a couple more houses in this town, so let's build that out now. All right, and as you see, we just put in a neighborhood over there, a little cul-de-sac, and a little bit of, I don't know, just some random houses, right? We're gonna need to fill this town out. On the right, we have a couple blocks that we can do with, and I left them purposely empty. I think that might be light commercial. Little shops or something like that could go in and mix with the residential. That way it kind of flows right into Main Street. So that is what we're going to do now. We are going to get a couple farms going. I think we're actually just going to do one farm today, but we are going to plan the whole thing out. So let's get another farm here. This one I think is going to be a dairy farm. We're going to need some dairy because remember, at the end of all of this mess, I really want to try to get this town to actually work. All right, so as far as placement is concerned, we are going to put it up here in the top corner, and there is a reason for that. These roads all kind of, I'm going to try to have them make sense. This is a rural road up here, and I'm going to try to at least extend this out. Now, like I said before, I think we're probably going to have to go over the roads again, only because I don't like that in the painting, they don't at least have them numbered. I mean, can you tell the difference? It's very, very hard. Out of the 4, I can, but out of the first 2, I can't. So I always have to do this. Can we just assign these numbers as well? Or something that we could do to differentiate this for old guys like me who can't see correctly, I guess. Either way, we are going to extend this road out, and we are going to build a dairy farm on here, and I will plan this whole thing out. I'm just trying to get this thing right so that I don't have to do it. I think I finally did it. All right, let's get to work. All right, now we can't play City Skylines all day. Sometimes we do have to farm. This is one of those times we're going to get a couple of the fields already done, and I would like to at least plow them out. We might wait till next time to seed and to get the rocks out. I'm still not sure, but either way, we're going to drive this up here. And like I said, this town is going to have to be workable. I think this is like my first town build in a very long time, and I'd forgotten just how large the roads need to be for this equipment. So, I mean, this will be a perfect example right here. This is probably the most narrow way to get anywhere. Look at that. Like, no two cars can fit that way. So I did goof up there. I've goofed up a little bit, and I do know where I have goofed up. But that is how we get better, right? So we're going to have to get wider roads in the next one. This is still a small town, so I guess we're good. And I don't think I have any decorations that would allow me to build any skyscrapers or anything like that. So I don't know if we're going to even get to a huge city in this one, so it might not really matter that much. But I mean, they still have to be wider than that. Either way, we're going to get up here and plow. I would like to have 2 fields, one on this side and one on the other side of the driveway. We can plow them up and get that ready. And then, yeah, like I said, I don't know how much time I want to invest here. This episode might save it for the next one, but let's get this done regardless. All right, and those 2 fields are done, and man, a dairy farm done. We have got our main street corridor done. We've got the small town businesses and things like that downtown. This thing's starting to shape up. I mean, if you think about it, I think this is the 6th episode now, and we're already looking at all this and a big RV project and state park project in those woods, which I'm really excited about. I'd really like to spend some time decorating the state park and things like that, especially if that's how people are going to know about us, the tourism and things like that. So I would like to outfit that a little bit. I know I don't have a lot of cars or anything like that, or RVs in there yet. I know I don't have some basic things, you know, like a playground or a basketball court or something like that for the people who are staying there as well. And I also know that I don't have paths, hiking paths, which I would like to add into there as well. So, man, that corner is sharp. But yeah, that's what we're going to try to do in the next, maybe not the next episode, but the next couple episodes. I'd like to keep adding to the state park. I think that'd probably be a good idea. And now there she is. There is the farm. We've got 2 fields, probably be corn on the right and the left there. And on a right-hand bended turn, or left, I guess, depending on which way you're coming from. But it will be, I think there will probably be a road that heads out to the state park. The state park is just southwest, I guess, of what we're looking at right now. There might be a road out there, might be a couple other small little road, have a couple rural residence houses and things like that. But either way, or it'll just be a big farm, which I don't know, because I know dairy is going to be something that we definitely need some of if we want to make this town roll. So I do know that this is going to be an important farm. I just don't know how important yet. I guess it'll depend on what we put in the future episodes. But guys, that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for subscribing, commenting. I appreciate everything. Since coming back, I really felt the love. So I really do appreciate you guys so much. I really have a blast building these towns and things like that. Role plays are coming soon, okay? Soonish. I'm still working on a couple stories and things like that. I still got to get across the country. I am in California right now and headed to New York with an RV. So I will have to wait until then and get me settled. But either way, I said I was ending this, right? Shut up already, Herd. I'll catch you in the next one. All right, let's get this started. Build a Town is back on the Herd. I am the Herd, and I am back from a cross-country trip. So sorry for the delay in responses in the comments section. I do apologize. I am usually way better than that, but I do appreciate everybody and their comments on this series so far. We are building a town. Yes, we did not lie. This is our town so far. This is kind of the main drag, so to speak. We've got a industrial center to the left of the main drag, and to the right we've got some farms. Now we're going to build a little bit more of this town today, so before I get started, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. We are really trying to improve our numbers this summer. Anyway, I'll shut up. Let's get started. All right, now we are going to start in the fields today. We are going to go up to the farm that we just put in last episode, and we are going to kind of prep it. We are going to first pick all of the stones, collect all of the rocks out of the field. That way it doesn't damage our equipment, but more than that, we are going to need big yields. So I am going to try and do the best I can to make that happen. After that, we are going to plant some oilseed radish because really, to be honest, we really aren't sure what we're going to do yet with the farms, with the fields, things like that. I'm really kind of recklessly going through this and adding factories and things like that, and not really thinking about the end game here, which is going to be to make this playable. It's going to be hard, but maybe we will start getting some things in play and, you know, getting some, like for instance on the left there, maybe we could get some sheep in there now and start doing that. It's not going to be this episode or the next, I can tell you that, but I think that it's going to actually happen a lot faster than I had anticipated, just because I want to make sure that I can get everything in, and I want to make sure that it's all playable. So as I'm adding things, I'd rather go through 2 steps of the process and forget, you know, realize that I forgot the third and add that. That way I don't have 100 different things. Anyway, we are, yes, using an unrealistic stone collector because we're doing an unrealistic thing. We're building a town with a couple tractors. But yes, and by ourselves, may I add. So, yeah, let's get this done, and we will pick it up when we are a little bit further along. All right, now a couple random thoughts as we take the stone collector back. Yes, we are going to get the cedar out. We are going to plant a bunch of oilseed, like I said. But yeah, I want to get a lot of things finalized here in this town. You know, as I was doing that field, I thought to myself, you know, we should actually start getting some things going. So I'm going to do a couple more episodes of build. And then it's going to probably turn into a little bit of a hybrid where, yes, I'm getting some sheep at some point. Yeah, sometimes we might have to feed them for the farmer, that kind of thing. But I don't want to get overwhelmed with things that I have to do because we're still trying to build a town. We're still trying to make it make sense, even though so far we've been lucky. But some things, like this corner,
don't really make a lot of sense. Anyway, we're going to pick this up from the municipal building, if I can talk, and we are going to get up there and plant some oilseed. All right, now we've got the cedar and we are headed up to the field. This field is going to likely be in combination with the farm. Obviously, the farm is going to be, I think, a dairy. So I would like to get some cows up here. I would like to get these fields good, and I think we're eventually going to plant corn, but not really sure. I know that money is not really an option right now. I've been thinking about dropping it down once I get all these buildings built. I know it's unrealistic to have this much money. The difference here, the reason why I did that, is because I didn't want to run out mid-build. I just wanted to build what was coming to my mind, and then we could try to make it all make sense. Now, with that being said, I think that I am going to drop the money here when we get closer to actually playing this town, because I do want this town to be playable, or it's not really a town. I do want each service to be able to make money, or it's not really a residence or a business. So I really want things to make sense, is what I'm trying to say. And whew, on this channel, sometimes that's asking quite a bit. All right, so now all of that is done. The farm is completely prepped. I'm not really sure when we're going to get to actually planting things. I know that planting season is going to be an incredibly busy time here on this channel with this series, because we're going to have quite a few fields. And we're going to have to also make them all, like I've been saying, work for us. So we're going to have to actually take care of them as well. It is going to be an uphill battle. I don't think every field is going to be covered. I just feel that something is going to get lost. We'll see. But either way, we are now going to add something to our town that every town has. And then we're going to build something else that is going to bring people here so that they can stay at this campground. The campground's nice. Okay, it's got a lot of area. It still needs a lot of work, and we're still going to build that. But now we're going to build, like I said, something that's always in every town. And then the key element to our town, or one of the elements to our town, that we're not going to completely finish now, but we're going to build the structure to it. Anyway, I'll shut up. We'll do just that. Okay, now to do that, we are going to come over here just outside of the main drag area. And this is eventually going to be a neighborhood over here. We're starting to build it, but the one thing that every business has, or every town has, should I say, it's a Dollar General. We're putting in the DG, and we are going to add it right to town. It is going to cripple a lot of our small business, but it's a Dollar General. It's almost like a rule in America, and I've traveled quite a bit. It is almost a rule in America to have one of these, and now we do. Now we can officially incorporate as a city. I think actually now that we have built this, now we are on the books. So established on this day is our town because we got a DG. Now, we're going to add a little bit more pizzazz to the DG. I just want to kind of make this look a little normal. So we'll put some rocks here because, I don't know. It needs a little bit of work. But then we should be fine. We've got the dumpsters over here. No one's really going to see this but me, but I don't care. I'm going to add a little bit of that. Now, Dollar General. Now we're going to add something else to the party. Let me just fix this up a little bit and we will get on with it. All right, now with the Dollar General, we are going to add a state park. And this is going to be a park where it's mostly going to be hiking trails. It's going to be something small that starts off, but we're going to leave a little bit of room so that we can have this state park grow because I eventually want it to be a tourist destination. We're not going to get that with just hiking trails. We're going to get locals that want to get outside, and that's fine by me right now. However, we are going to eventually make this, hopefully, a place where people can come. Now, I do have to get a few more mods. I do know that. I don't have enough mods to make this whole dream a reality yet, but I do have a house that is going to be the main camp store, camp office, where the park rangers go, all that fun stuff. But yes. We are going to build this out. Let me do that really quickly. Going to build a couple of walking trails, throw a couple things down like some benches, things like that, and we'll get on with it. All right, now putting the final touches on the entrance to the state park. We might put some more trees in here, but this honestly, I like the entrance to this park. Might put a little walking path all the way down the road. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud, but we will do that a little bit later and at a different time. I think this is where we're going to leave that. Not the episode, though. I've got one more thing that I've got to add. We've got to have it, or people can't get around. All right, now to add the last thing, we are going to go all the way over to the edge of town. It's something that I've realized in almost every town across the country in America. There are a few different things on the edge of town. Sometimes there's some trailer parks, and sometimes there are some gas stations. We are going to add a gas station, a big one, just before everybody gets into town for campers like myself, truckers, big things like that, and also everyday people. We need gas or we're not going to be able to get around. We need gas for our farms. They will be able to use this when they get their operations set up on their own property. But yes, we're going to add this gas station right quick, and then yeah, we've had a day. We've really done. We've had a day. We'll do a final flyover just to show the progress of our town in a few minutes. Let me add this, and then we'll get on with the flyover. All right, and another successful one in the books. Today we took care of a field for the farm that we put in. We put in a Dollar General, which made us an official town in my eyes. Put in a state park that we just have the skeletons for, but we are going to continue adding. We are going to continue making it better. And we have a gas station on the outside of the town for all of our delivery trucks and all of our farmers to use right now. Also people can use and put it into sedans. We don't, come one, come all. But either way, if you guys are still watching this, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Love to have you a member of the herd. And I don't know when our live schedule is going to continue on this channel. My life is pretty hectic right now. I can say that we're going to try to get these videos out Tuesdays and Thursdays now. So follow along. Hopefully, if we get lucky, we might even build a town. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Welcome back to another town build here on the Herb. We have been doing some work here, and we've got some farms, we've got some productions, we've got some neighborhoods, we've even got a dollar store. But we've got to add more things to this town in order for it to work. Before we do that, please hit the like and the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. And that is my little spiel. Now, this is the neighborhood right here. This is kind of the main town. But we're going to be working on a new part of this map today. We're not really going to be over here where I'm flying, but this is so far what we've done. Now, let's get into building this town. All right, now first we are going to start off by building out the road a little bit more. Remember the last episode or an episode before that? I can't remember, but the gas station was put in. So now, and again, I'm going to say this every episode because it drives me nuts, but I wish that there were numbers on these. I mean, look at these 4 squares. Yes, I know that you can see the difference, but we can agree that the first top 2 are pretty similar. Anyway, we're going to drive this road out to our new part of the map. We're going to be working out here today. It's just going to be a little town off of our major, I don't want to call it a city, but it's a bigger town on the map, right? This one's going to be a smaller town on the map, but it's going to be a midway point between the 2 towns or the 2 sides of this map that we are going to connect. Obviously, in the real world, there would be a little small town. You can get gas, you know, you can there's maybe a factory there, something like that. This is not going to be any different. So let me just draw this road out and I will go back with you. Okay, now with that all drawn out, I made it a little bit wider. It's in between 2 sizes, and that's because I think the other size is obnoxiously too big, and the smaller size is not big enough, so we did that. Now, we're going to build what this town, this little town here, is going to give its residents for employment, and that is a greenhouse project. This is going to be where we get all of our fruits, our vegetables, things like that. It's going to supply this little town with employment, and it's going to supply the map with the things that we need to make these productions work, because we can't build a town without the productions not working, or else we just got a ghost town. We've got an abandoned town because no one is making money, because no companies are making money. That's how it works. So anyway, let me build this greenhouse project out, and I will come back and we'll figure out what to do next. We've still got to build this little town here. All right, now with the greenhouse built, we have got to build a town. We have got to have somewhere these workers can work, because they can't work in the other town. That's a heck of a commute. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out just a small little town here. It's basically for the workers, but we're going to try to make this incorporated into a little small neighborhood, maybe, and eventually maybe just a small town with a couple things in it. But for right now, let's get all these people that work at this greenhouse housed. All right, so here is what we did. We've got some greenhouses right there, followed by a warehouse, followed by a neighborhood. It's very vertical, this town, and I did that on design because now we can move away from the vertical and make it more into a square as we continue to build this if we need other things. I think we should have something else. I mean, there's got to be a couple different stores out here. All this is a glorified working farm, right? I mean, we've got greenhouses, all that. We've got houses instead of campers for the workers. We've got a Dollar General because in order to be incorporated as a small town, you need one. Anyway, that's what we got so far. Now, something I didn't get to the last time that I really wanted to is I kind of want to fill out this neighborhood here. We have a neighborhood over here in the first town that we built, and I just want to put a couple other things here. That way we can, you know, kind of make it look a little bit bigger, because this other town that we just built, although it's a lot smaller than this one, this one needs to be bigger. It needs to have a bigger feel. So we are going to add a couple different things, and then we're going to get out of here. Something that the last episode, it kind of bothered me, so I'm going to fill it out now, and then I'll take a look at it when we get done. And there you have it. We got a Pizza Hut. We've got a couple other people living in town. We increased the population here, and we are set to go. Another successful one here. Form, build a town. When's the role play coming, Herd? It's coming. It's coming. I am writing it right now, and this summer I will have something for you guys. But till then, enjoy the build of the town. This has been a lot of fun to do, and we still got, as you can see, tons more to do. But this is our little town today. Thanks a lot for checking it out. I'll see you in the next one. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of Build a Town here on the Herd. And yeah, pretty self-explanatory. We are building a town, and this is the main town right here. Everybody lives here. On the right there is the warehouses and things like that. Dollar General as we're passing, and a few of the neighborhoods in our town. We've got an advanced auto. We've got a CVS for the pharmacy needs. And the whole idea here is to make a town and have it actually work. Without that, we really don't, in my opinion, have a town. Now, we also built out here. This is kind of a rural road, got a couple farms on it, sheep, and out here we are going to put some cows. Yeah, we've been busy. We have a state park that's got a walking trails, and we've got an RV park that doesn't have campers yet, but they will soon. There is the RV park. A little bit more to do on that RV park, but excited to build that. That's kind of the staple of our town, that and what will be the state park. But there's the newest town right there that we did in the last episode. So let me stop talking and let me just remind you guys to hit the like and the subscribe button. Really helps out a ton. We're really trying to get a lot this summer, so I really do appreciate it. Okay, fine, I'll shut up. Let's build a town. All right, now the first thing we're going to do is we are going to build a potato chip factory. We are going to do a lot with potatoes. That is something that is going to not be a staple of the town, but we are going to have a few places here, factories and likewise, that are going to need potatoes, French fries, things like that. And it's a very realistic way of saying, hey, we don't have a ton of money in this town right now, but we're not going to starve. So we are going to build out a potato farm at some point here. Right now, all we got is a sort of level, kind of flat potato chip factory, and that's all we need right now, because again, we're not farming yet. We are going to farm this town and make sure that everything works and everybody is getting along, but we really don't need a potato farm before we place the potato factory. And this is going to give us chips. It's also, I don't think it makes fries, but we're going to have something that makes fries, because we want to be able to, if we're going to go through the annoyance of doing potatoes in Farming Simulator 25, I'm going to want to get the most out of those potatoes that I can. So we're going to have a couple things. We're going to have a potato farm in the future here, and we're going to have something that makes French fries. That's going to have to happen. But yeah, that's the potato farm. Let's move on. All right, now down here at the municipal building, and we are going to grab a plow. What we're going to do is make a couple fields, and it's going to be to benefit the potato factory, or the crisps factory that we just made and put down. Might as well keep the potatoes near the factories that need them. So we are going to build out a little farm, or at least a couple fields, over by the crisp factory. Now, I also like this little gas station that we put in just on the outside of town. Any town that you go in America, just about any town, will have something like that. They might have in the town, they might have a smaller gas station where sedans and trucks and pickup trucks can go, but there are also several towns that have a bigger, wide open gas station like that, so that RVs and trucks and people towing heavy equipment, things like that, they can get gas as well before coming into town. So I do like that part. I also like these curbs. I wish there was a way to make sidewalks a little easier. I don't think there is, but I guess we'll just have to live with it. Now, there is some big spaces over here, and I am going to make sure that they are no longer there, at least no longer unfilled. We are going to make this thing a big field, and maybe on the other side too. I haven't really made up my mind yet, but maybe on the other side we'll do that as well. We're going to plow all this up, and then I think we'll probably get the stones in this episode. If not, it'll definitely be in the episode after. But yeah, I think that we'll get the rocks in this one. Why not? We are going to not draw that big of a, not all of that is not going to be the potato farm, but I don't know. Let's see how big we can make this. All right, now finishing up with this field, we are going to collect the rocks. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to make the other field in this episode. I guess we'll see. I'm running on a real life clock right now that is a little sensitive, but I'm going to try and figure out if we can get all of this done. That's done right there. So now I will go back to the municipal building. I'll go and get the stone collector. We will collect all of that. That'll take no time at all because it's unrealistic stone collector. It's very wide width, very wide width. It almost seems like Rambo Hacker made it, but it's getting us through. This is really not the most realistic series anyway, right? We have what? Something that the equipment that is less than a farm, a normal farm would have, and we're trying to build an entire town. Either way, run with it because that's the series. We are going to be getting it back, and full disclaimer, I left this in because as I was recording, I fell asleep. All right, now back awake, and yes, we've got the stone collector. I'm going to try not to hit a house, Billy Joel style. I'd have to do that twice if I was Billy Joel, but yes, we are on our way over to the small town. We're going to collect the stones off of this field that we made for the potato crisp factory. So there are going to be potatoes in this field. But yeah, there's not going to be any rocks. We don't want to damage the equipment. We want to have a bigger yield. Both of those problems will be solved after we get these stones off of this field. All right, it's really as quick and as simple as that. The rocks are done, and yeah, we do have a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do, and it's the longest way that I could have possibly done this, but I'm going to grab the plow again, and I'm going to make another field right across the street from that. I think we're going to have a brewery here. I don't think that the small town is really much without its own brewery, microbrewery. We can start naming some ales after some people or some things that are local landmarks, that kind of stuff. Really brings the community together, all that stuff. I don't know why I'm selling this to you. I'm going to place a brewery. All right, and on the topic of the brewery, we are going to place that right meow. And we're going to put it over in the smaller town. I think it just gives people a reason to come out to the smaller town. It also gives people a reason to live out here. We've got to give them something other than work. And a brewery is a good start to that. Now, we're going to need probably a field for this just to get some of the ingredients that we need. And if you look beyond the brewery, there's nothing but grass. So I think I might put that field over there. Let me just draw this up, and then we will go get the plow, and we will get everything done. All right, now more driving, I get it, but we've got the plow over here, and I figured, yeah, we do have a little bit more time here in this episode, so I am going to plow the field. Now, I'm going to put it behind the brewery and a little bit behind the Dollar General. I want to make sure that I leave room for tractors or trucks or whatever to come in and grab some supplies, things like that. I also don't want to put the field too close to the brewery, but I do want to make it close enough where it's ambience for people who are inside eating and looking out. They can see exactly where we grow all of our hops, all of our wheat, all of that kind of stuff. It's going to be right in the back, so it's kind of like a winery feel where, you know, you see the grapes and things, and they're like, yeah, that's where we grab them. That's what we're doing with this brewery. It is all kinds of farm to table brewery style, but a lot of the restaurants that we're going to do is going to try to be farm to table. We're going to try to utilize the farms that we're putting in here and make them sell to the restaurants so that we can kind of create somewhat of an economy. The only reason I'm doing that is because I don't feel like we've made a town unless they can work together to be a community. I know, cheesy, but true. All right, so glad we did have enough time to do that other field. That is done and completed. The rocks are collected from it. So both fields, all fields on this map, are ready to be farmed. I guess we could put some oilseed radish in those two and a couple others. We might do that in the next episode or the episode after, because I do want to make sure that all these fields are good. We are on our own timeline, sort of, but you know, obviously the crop calendar is going to be the same. So when we get to that point, I'm going to want to make sure that all of the fields are ready, because it's going to be hell if I have to do all of the fields that we make here all at once. I don't want to do that. I'm probably going to have to do a lot of them at once because of the crop calendar, but at least I can get oilseed radish. At least I might be able to get them fertilized. At least I might be able to get them soil sampled, all of that fun stuff before we actually have to get rolling and make sure that this town works together. But hey, this was our work today. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate everything. As always, appreciate you watching, appreciate you subscribing. If you haven't yet and you're still watching, consider hitting the subscribe button. That would be great. And the like button. Guys, Tuesday and Thursdays, that's what I'm trying to put these out. And as far as role plays are concerned, and they're coming. Thanks for watching.